In the early centuries CE, a great dynamism was occurring in Indian intellectual and religious traditions. Buddhist thinkers were experimenting with new ideas that eventually would come to be the schools of Theravada and Mahayana. The Brahminic tradition was undergoing an even more impressive metamorphosis as the Brahminical synthesis absorbed ideas from rival shamanic traditions and innovated with the blending of traditional thought, new ideas, and popular cultic traditions, resulting in the emergence of the big four Hindu denominations which have survived to this day: Shaivite, Vaishnavite, Shakti, and Smarta. Jainism, one of the oldest of the Shamanic traditions, was no different in this era of philosophical and theological development, and one of the leading minds of the new Jain thinking was Kundakunda. Born sometime around the 2nd to 3rd century CE, Kundakunda's name probably comes from Kundakundapura, a village in Tamil Nadu in southern India. Besides his possible southern origin, not much is known for certain about Kundakunda as a person. However, his thought is very influential in the Digambara, or sky-clad Jain tradition. Kundakunda is associated with 84 different works, of which only 15 or so survive down to this day. Of these, 3 works, known as the 3 dramas or the 3 offerings, are considered to be the crowning jewel of the corpus. These texts are composed not in Sanskrit, but in Prakrit, a vernacular form of language that was spoken contemporaneously to the prestigious dialect of classical Sanskrit, which was used by other Indian authors. The 3 texts that form this jewel of the corpus are the Panchastikayasara, meaning the essence of the 5 existence, the Samayasara, meaning the essence of the doctrine, and the Pravachanasara, meaning the essence of the scripture. The essence of the 5 existence is a metaphysical work which deals with the Jaina theory of substances, being in this case Jiva, meaning soul, Ajiva, meaning soulless matter, space, the principle of movement, and the principle of rest. It also deals with the categories of truth, however in a much less thorough manner when compared to the essence of the doctrine. The Samayasara, or essence of the doctrine, is about 415 stanzas long and deals with the differences between the 2 perspectives of truth. This is different from the canonical 7-point understanding of truth within the Jaina tradition. These 2 perspectives are the mundane or deluded standpoint, which we inhabit in everyday life, and the definitive, pure, or transcendental standpoint, which is the ultimate perspective of the liberated. These standpoints are then linked to the Jain theory of liberation and karma. Delusion and bondage is caused when a person misunderstands how karma works and the true nature of their soul. The soul is always pure and unchanging, but if we take the perspective of the ever-changing world, we enable the influx of karmic matter, which under Jain metaphysics and theology results in the entrapment of the jiva and the continued cycle of samsara. In some ways, this idea shares some similarities with the doctrine of 2 truths in Mahayana Buddhism, the conventional truth of shunyata and the ultimate truth. Both could similarly be compared back with a much earlier Brahminical division between ultimate reality, Brahman, and the individual self, or Atman. The 3rd text, the essence of the scripture, deals with knowledge and the problem of substance, quality, and mode, which are pivotal issues in Jaina philosophy. The problem of substance, quality, and mode is simply the problem of change. How can there be change in a world be explained, given the fixed eternal nature of the 2 underlying primal substances of ultimate reality within Jain metaphysics, Jiva and Ajiva? Kundakunda's concern with this question has implications for the immortal and pure nature of the soul, and we should remember that Aryadeva had attacked along this line of questioning to disprove Jain and Brahminic conceptions of the transcendental soul. In response to this challenge, Kundakunda affirms modification but not change of the primal substances. He states that there can be no origination without destruction, nor is there destruction without origination. Origination and destruction are not possible in the absence of permanent substantiality. What Kundakunda means by origination and destruction is a uniquely Jain viewpoint, which he later expands as follows. In this world, in which modifications originate and pass away at every moment, nothing is absolutely produced or destroyed. What is the production of one modification is the destruction of another, and thus origination and destruction are different. The change that Kundakunda is talking about here is best explained through the analogy of a lump of gold. The gold is the substance, and depending on the situation, lighting, or grade of metal, it can have many different shades or colours, representing a substance's qualities. Furthermore, this lump of gold can be made into a chain, a ring, a coin, or a cage, representing the many modes that a substance can occupy. However, no matter what colour it gives off or what shape the gold takes, the gold remains gold. And similarly, despite apparent origination and destruction of objects, the underlying substances never lose their substantiality. Kundakunda then applies this theory of substances and change to the issue of Jiva, the soul. If the Jiva is a substance, as the Jains believed, then it must have qualities. By Kundakunda's reckoning, this quality is the discrete manifestations of consciousness, called upayoga. Kundakunda identified 3 types of upayoga. Unsuitable, or ashubha upayoga, which results in human, subhuman, and hellish births. Suitable, or shubha upayoga, which causes births in heaven. And pure, or shuddha upayoga, which leads to the soul through to omniscience. The soul, a pure, unchanging substance, is moulded and shaped by the constant accumulation of karmic matter throughout the lifetimes in which it has adopted ashubha and shubha upayoga qualities. The individual human soul can only realize its pure and unsullied nature by adopting the shuddha upayoga, in which the case the individual's passions do not emerge and they can attain true omniscience and liberation. Kundakunda is one of the most important Jain thinkers to emerge during the intellectual revolution of the post-Mauryan collapse. His positions, particularly some of the more technical positions on Upayoga and Jiva, would go on to become doctrinal within the Digambara sect. However, Jains of all sects recognize the important role he has played in developing the Jain theories of knowledge and mind.